Seriously. What's Marty doing in the chair? Mate? Going to have a baby. Truth. There was Dr. Esmira, the Indonesian obstetrician. Confident, firm, was the nurses, with the nurses. Everything done properly this time in the new maternity wing. Even to stainless steel bedpans. Amazing. The little drama started about midnight. Just Dr. Esmira, David, and two delightful nurses, said Esmira.
Another girl.
You don't mind? They're so good fun, said David. Sometime later, it seemed, Dr. S was giving further instructions. To whom was she speaking? Push again, Mary, please.
Push again.
There's still something else there. Where? I said dreamily. High up there, she said, flushed and nervous. Another baby. Then I saw the faces clearly. Esmira worried and fussy. David embarrassed and trying to be calm and efficient. And the nurses twittering. White twins? In the hospital? What good luck. Quickly, they took some of the white, chalky covering from the babies and rubbed it on their faces and arms. I'd cry, someone said. She's a bit flat. Soon I was alone at last, with two little fair-haired babies in the cribs beside me. Two tiny little white faces with big cheeks, and each weighing just over 4 pounds, 330 grams.
That's very big.
Small, is it small?
No time for joking, said Grandma Gill, when they woke her up with the news. Come and see for yourself, Gran, said David. Now, how on earth did this happen? Cried the overcome Gran. Now, you've got far too many girls, said Kay.
Well done.
You're not wrong. Has she ever been wrong?
Men said, nowhere to put them. And no clothes ready, said practical men.
Practical.
Call me Judith. Call one Judith, said romantic Katini. Dancing,
Really?
dancing around, and we did. You brought blessing to the hospital, Mary Gray. Never before have we had white kembar or twins here. And the nurses kept coming and peeping and twittering. Luchu, that is funny. Examination, assured hands of an expert. You have one small baby, Mary Gray, he had pronounced. Very decisively. And as he shut the door, looked back and reiterated, very small.
Whoops.
I had felt humbled, small, and embarrassed myself, and S had looked smug. Somewhat chagrined, I had stomped over to David and demanded he examine me. What are all these arms and legs? And in what position is this baby? I had requested in. So there they were, Judith, Mary and Josephine Jessie, the funny bundles of bumps that had fooled everybody. It didn't last. Smugness gave way to anxiety as Judy failed to thrive. Days and nights turned into a timeless blur as we watched her vomit every ounce of liquid she took in. Hourly feeding, same result. Colleagues and pediatricians came from around the city to help, all unasked and all unable to identify the problem. Was it cholera? Was it blackwater fever? David stopped all work at the hospital. Graham McGill quietly took Josephine Jessie as her responsibility.
It didn't work that well.
He alternated 8 hours on and 8 off, and had left her with Nurse Oo for only a minute when it happened. The tiny bell rang. She stopped breathing, Oo whispered. Within seconds, David had sucked out her throat and applied mouth-to-mouth breathing. Slowly the tiny chest moved again and her colour returned. We couldn't leave her now, even for 5 minutes, and as we looked, the primitive little incubator appeared to transform itself into a coffin. Small bare box with 4 electric light bulbs to regulate warmth, and a small white morsel kept alive by the pale white glow. Good God! We gathered around the incubator, medically helpless. Remembering scriptural instructions so often read in James 5, we decided to follow exactly the text. If there is anyone who is sick, he should call the church elders, who will pray for him and rub oil on him in the name of the Lord. This prayer, made in faith, will heal the sick man. The Lord will restore him to health, and the sins he has committed will be forgiven. So then, confess your sins to one another and pray for one another, so that you will be healed. The prayer of a good man has a powerful effect. So we call the church elders, as they were called, and they came with all sincerity and alacrity, some confusing the request for healing as a connotation of the last rites, thereby preparing for her death. We explained again that we believed it was in preparation for new life. To some it was quite new, but they agreed. A little group of Indonesian friends stood with us. Dr. Sirigar and Babs, while Reverend Cairns anointed Judy's forehead with oil, and then prayed. We stood in silence for many long minutes as we gave this little life of this baby into God's care. Refusing the usual cup of tea, everyone went away quietly, leaving David and I together. We sat calm and refreshed, knowing we had obeyed the instruction of the greatest physician of all. Judy remained the same. Later that evening, Dr. Sirigar came in. and with only a passing look in the incubator, he stated quickly and quietly, "Have you given her blood, David?" "No." "Give her blood," said our boss. It was strange. We did not even think to question his orders. He was more administrator than doctor, and he often not in touch with the latest medicines and techniques. But it was an order, born of conviction and common sense, agreed with David's, that needed to be packed into cells before inserting into a vein so small, and centrifugal action to reduce it to a minimum volume. How was this to be done without a centrifuge? With David placed his blood in a sterile bottle, then hurled it around and round in a bucket fixed to a rope. Over came Brew. "I'll give you a hand, Dave." "I'll give you a hand, Dave." Over and over went the bucket, reducing the blood volume still further. "What's in it, matey?" "Blood." "Struth." Existing veins had already been used in wrists and ankles. So locating a pin-sized vein in the temple. Veins had already been used in wrists and ankles. So locating a pin-sized vein in the temple, David inserted a tiny needle and commenced to drip in the blood.
Oh, disgusting.
3 small amounts at 3 different times. In subsequent days, she looked better. We tried a diluted milk mixture and so on. And gradually, she got better.
It's amazing.
No vomiting. No, slowly. Carefully, she was nursed back to health. And the gigantic incubator was replaced by a normal bassinet. It was time for Thanksgiving and another big party. In a few weeks, it was hard to tell the difference between the twins. Was it Joe? Was it Judy? Familiar spicy smells surrounded Kiwi House. And once more, the sake smoke spiraled. It was special. It was different. Umen and talk. It was as if a big family had come through an ordeal together, sharing and caring and loving.
Isn't that wonderful?
The visas for Grandma Gill and Big Brew.
And Jan McGill.
Oh, nice.
You need them. You need them longer, he laughed. How did you manage it?
Has done very well, but that chapter in there says a lot about the Indonesian people at that time, and the nurses, and the doctors, how they react.
Hanging in there with me when I was that baby,
Oh, they could
And,
just leave you.
pushing forward and
Pushing me out.
conviction of your beliefs to want to, push me forward and heal.
That's lovely.
Also, I want to thank you for bringing us up and looking after us as kids. You looked out for us, you supported us, and you still do.
They sent us to boarding school.
I mean, yeah, when Sarah was a baby, you helped me with a lot of looking after the baby.
And so did
she
you.
was little.
Yes, and
Min was
Min
amazing.
was when you were down on the farm and the babies came. Min, you got
With Sarah,
yeah.
which was really good and organised
Oh,
me.
that's
And
nice.
Yeah.
She did that to me too.
Yeah.
Good and me.
Well, I really
She helped me too.
yeah. But all of you guys in Kay, you've been wonderful.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you and staying at your place. You've been so special to me, and I've appreciated everything you do.
Yeah. Good, Judy.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
All the sisters and their love, and thank you, Sarah and Ryan, for being such great kids. I really appreciate that. You two, you two have just been wonderful, and I couldn't have asked for better kids.
Yeah.
You've been wonderful. I really appreciate all the love and support you've given to Dad and I, and we still continue to need your love and support. Need Dad.
Judy had always had that special bond with you no matter what. When I've been far away, I've always thought of you and stuff like that. And so thank you for keeping her alive and believing. Mostly is having hope in this world.
Yeah.
And keeping hope alive and not giving up. And I think that's the biggest thing we can take from our faith and that you've shown in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is hope.
Yeah.
And I carry that banner.
Yeah.
You good, Judy.
The banner of hope.
I
Yeah.
must say you both bring us great joy.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, love. Happy birthday to We said Judy only.
You can't compete with nobody, cause nobody can play her rules. She's a limited edition. I'll play it later, you'll love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Keep going, darling.
No, it's a terrible.
You're the best mum I could ever ask.
Oh,
Thanks
Don't
for
know who
supporting
said
us
that.
through all the
That's
highs and
David.
lows of life. And all the moves to different places and different cities and life changes and things. Thank you for everything.
thank you.
And it's amazing to be part of this wider extended family as well.
I know.
Where we always laugh and cry within the same sentence. What do you think, Anne, right?
I feel like you've been such a supporter in other people's lives.
Yeah.
For a lot of your life, you've been very willing to move and to like change your whole lifestyle around for other people. And I think it's lovely today that we get to turn the attention on you and appreciate you for who you are as the main character alongside Josie.
Thank you for remembering me, Ryan.
And could I add,
Thanks,
you are, the two of you, the most wonderful dancers.
Yes.
And we went to all your
You did come to all our shows. Thank you.
shows, and they were
Thank you.
something else. And you still keep on dancing, and I think that is
Min's got one there.
Dancing through life.
It's a wonderful.
When I was younger, no, not very old, you sat beside me and spoke of the world. You told me about all the places you've been, with love in your heart and a warm Irish grin. The past is a place all your dreams they take root and grow up beside you, blossoming fruit. Now comes the time to reap what you've sown and enjoy this meadow, the family you've grown. Marie, bound by the sea, came to help others be healthy and free. Maria, a beautiful thing, muesli and sherry and clip-on earrings. 'Cause if there is one thing that you have taught me, it's that love is the compass on life's journey. Marie, born by the sea, came to help others be healthy and free. Marie, you're a beautiful thing, muesli and sherry and clip-on earrings. Marie, grandmother, never your names. To all those who love you, it's Ibu the same. And when we're all mothers, we'll think of the way that you weren't just Ibu to those with your name. Marie, born by the sea, came to help others be happy and free. Marie, you're a beautiful thing, muesli and sherry and clip-on earrings. Oh, muesli and sherry and those clip-on earrings. Back to 2 years ago when we met, I think I'd punch you in the face without any doubt or regret. 'Cause I know down that you would have saved me some time and heartache. And you say take me back, but I'm better than that. And games are best played by two. Oh yeah, I deserve better than you. And I know it was never your intention to lie, but you gave it a try. If I was to run down the street in the pouring rain, kicking over trash cans and yelling out your name, would you care? Would you hear? Would it all be in vain? Me crying on the corner of Bell Street and Main. Well, truth be told, I hope your lonely soul finds some kind of peace someday. Oh, but just for now, if I see you around, I won't hesitate to run you down. And I know it is never your intention to lie, but you gave it a try. If I was to run down the street in the pouring rain, kicking over trash cans and yelling out your name, would you care? Would you hear? Would it all be in vain? Me crying on the corner of Bell Street and Main. I remember this one. Well, forgive me, Mama, for ignoring your whines about me being so cold. Well, forgive me, Mama, for ignoring your warning sign. More down the street in the pouring rain, kicking over trash cans and yelling out your name. I don't care if you're here, no, it won't be in vain. Me crying on the corner of
Bell Street and Main.
So, what's that?
Did you tell Town that was